Hey everybody, this is Monica with happyandblessedhome.com, and we are live, and today we are going to be doing preschool activities with clay. And so I have some clay items here, and I'm also trying out something new. I'm actually wearing a wireless mic, and what I'm hoping is that this will result in better sound for today's video. This is my preschooler, and he is 4, and he is showing you a clay piece that he was working on earlier before we got started. And he also made me this beautiful necklace. So we've just been doing crafts and creating, and today we're going to be creating with clay. So if you have, I sent out an email to my subscribers letting you know about the kind of clay that we're using. It's just a really simple air dry clay.
No, watch my nose.
Okay, can we not do that? I don't want you to do that, okay? This is the air dry clay that we're using, and it's just a Crayola product, and it's just basically air dry clay, no baking, and it dries hard. So if you create something with it, you don't have to put it in a kiln or anything like that. You can just dry it outside in the air. So that's.
I want to do the pottery wheel.
You want to do the pottery wheel? Okay, he wants to do the pottery wheel. We also have a pottery wheel, and I'll show you that in a little bit. I'm not ready for that, Caleb. I'm not ready for that.
I want to do it.
I know, but it's very noisy. Can we wait just a minute?
No, I don't want to.
Okay, I need you to wait, okay? Okay, well, we might be doing the pottery wheel sooner than I had hoped. We also have a pottery wheel, and I'll show you what that is. Can I see that, please? This is the pottery wheel, and it's my very own pottery wheel. And what I like about it is that it is built for kids. So I mean, you're going to be working with little children, and so you want something that can hold up to some abuse. It also comes with paints, and that's kind of nice. So you can air dry the clay and then paint the clay. And so the nice thing is that even with a little bit of pressure,
the thing it attaches there.
Honey, we'll worry about that later, okay? Even with some pretty heavy pressure, the tool holds up pretty well. So it's a pottery wheel. So let me show you.
I want to play with it.
This is it. Go ahead and sit down, and we'll take a look. We'll show one demonstration of this, okay? Sit down.
Oh, what do you think?
Okay. We don't need the paints right now. We don't have anything to paint. The clay has to be dry before we can paint it. It doesn't make any sense to do any painting. Okay? The clay has to be dry first.
Let's dry this.
Do you want to sit down on the chair and I'll write
how do you turn it on?
You have to sit down and I'll show you. Sit down and I'll show you. You press this this thing here. I haven't turned it on yet, so it won't turn on for you, okay?
What about that? Does that turn on?
First you have to sit down. Sit down in your seat. Thank you. Okay. All right, so this is the pottery wheel, and that's my 4-year-old. And so this is our little lump of clay. And so the pottery wheel is pretty strong. Just a minute. It's going to be a little bit loud, so I want to let you know that. I will try to run it for as short a time period as I can. Hey, Herschel, it's good to see you. And
the one it has to break apart like crack.
We're not going to use that right now, okay?
Oh, Mama, it attaches it.
I know that it does, sweetie, but we're not going to use that right now.
I want it. I need it.
No, we're not going to use that right now. If we can't do it without, then I'll have to put it away, okay? All right?
Oh, Mama.
I don't have it, okay?
Yes, you do. I saw it in the box.
Okay. It has a lot of clay on it, and it's dirty and messy, and we can't use it right now.
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right, well, you really, I guess I didn't realize how excited he was going to be about using the pottery wheel. The pottery wheel actually comes with a contraption that sits up on the base, and it snaps in, and it helps to guide if you're going to be creating a pot, which is kind of nice if you have a little one and they've never done this before.
I am going to create a pot.
Okay, I have a different tool that you can use.
But no,
It's this
Mama,
one.
I don't want that kind of pot.
Okay, and it may be a challenging morning for us, so I'm not sure how well this is going to go.
I want the one that snaps and put it much easier to get out.
Okay. But I'll go ahead and get you started. You can start with this, and I will go look for that piece, and obviously I'm going to need to see if I can break it free from the clay that's dried on it. But this is just basically how it works is you just press this on button, and then you press the pedal and it should turn. See if that works. There you go. And so he can actually turn the pottery with the foot pedal, which is kind of neat. And I'll show you that again. This is, I'm hoping it's not so loud that you can't hear me. Yeah, I know, he wants it, right? But this is it right here. And so the little wheel, the little contraption that he's talking about is this clear, actually it's a green plastic on this one, but it's this plastic thing that actually allows them to press in this other piece and make a clay pot, which is kind of neat. If you're trying to teach someone how to use clay to make a clay pot, this actually has some really neat attachments that allow you to do that. So I'm going to go see if I can...
Mama, how do you make it go by itself?
Well, I don't think you want to control it. Now, one thing that you can do is you can put this wetness on it. If you put this sponge on there, it'll get it wet. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
The nice thing about this, too, is that you can get it wet and it's okay. So even if you have a big mess that you have to clean, it's a pretty hardy product, so it can get wet.
Do it.
All you do is you press it. Now turn your pedal. And so if you're trying to smooth out the clay, you can use a wet sponge to help smooth out the clay. Yeah, you see that? There's clay on your sponge. And the other thing that I use to help make cleanup easier is this is wax paper. And so I put wax paper on the table, which helps make cleanup easier. Another thing that's nice if you're working with clay is that you can, I just took a baby food jar right here, and I put some holes in the top of the baby food jar and put some water in it. So it almost acts like a salt shaker. So if you are working with clay, oftentimes you're going to need a little extra water to keep the clay going. And so this is nice because you can kind of control how much water.
Slime.
It feels like slime. You can kind of control how much water winds up on the clay. On the clay. You can use that to make it, you can use it to make it smooth. See that? You hold it there and it makes the top smooth. Do you see that? And you can use it to squish it down. Or if you want to make it scratchy, you can go to the other side. See that? How it makes... Now the thing that's kind of neat is you can put your finger in it. Look, see?
I look good.
Yeah, put your finger in it. Now the other thing that I recommend is keeping something like a wet washcloth close by, and you're going to want it to be pretty wet because if your hands or your fingernails get in the clay, you're going to want to clear that out of your fingernails. Okay, you kind of have to hold it in place. You've got to hold it in place. And if you need more water to make it so it's not so... I also have a bowl of water here, and I just dip my fingers into... See if you can see it here. And then I can dip a little bit of water into the clay, and then that makes it so that when he puts his finger in, it will actually allow the clay to be loose enough and expand and kind of be slippery enough that it'll work. So I'm hoping this mic is working and that I have a little mic on right here. I hope that this mic is working so that you can hear me okay, even with this contraption going. So I definitely recommend for cleanup, you want to have a wet washcloth. You want to use some
like
wax
milk,
paper.
Mom.
It looks like milk? Oh, wow. Here, use this to clean your finger.
No, this.
You want to wash it there? Okay, that works too. You're going to want to have a wet sponge, pretty wet, and it helps to have a little bowl of water over here and a simple way to distribute water. So you could use something like this. This is totally homemade. And it's okay. You could use this. Or you could do also a sprayer with some water in it. We have one. I couldn't find it right before I started this, so just wanted to show you that. Can I show you how to make some shapes out of this clay? I rolled out that clay earlier. Let's put this away for now.
I took it off.
Okay, let's put this away for now. We'll work on it some more in a little bit, okay? Put this underneath. Let's look at this other clay that Mommy rolled out. Okay?
Now let's take this to see what happens.
Yeah, let's move this clay over here. So I rolled out some clay earlier. And it's right here.
It's a pizza.
It's like a pizza. That's right.
What pizza
Let's
dough.
go to the edge. Go to the edge when you go to cut that.
No,
Now the nice thing about clay,
Mom, you could peel it and then you
don't
can...
go in the middle. Go all the way to the edge for me because I'm going to put a bunch of other shapes up there. All the way to the edge. Thank you. Good job. So I used this is just a roller that I used to roll out the clay, and you want to get it like a quarter to a half an inch thick, and then you can actually.
Yes. Can you help me?
That gives you the option to have more
Mom, can you help
clay.
me take out the flour?
Help you take out the flour? Okay. So it's kind of hard to see here, so I'm going to try to move the camera just a little bit so that you can see it. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to dislodge from the... So right here you can see that he's got the flour on the clay. Now this is really great from a sensory perspective and also from an order and spatial perspective. Because right now he's trying to solve the problem of how do I get this shape out in one piece. And so that's actually a really great challenge for him. And so, hang on one second, don't tear all of that, okay, because we need that for other stuff. I would say if you slide it a little bit, let's see if we can slide it. It's pretty sticky, huh?
So we can't.
Let's take it, oh, there we go. You can take it off.
Like that, and then we peel off the excess.
Yeah, and then peel off the excess, that's right. You said it right. Okay, so he's problem solving that. He's actually peeling off the excess clay. And again, this is such a great exercise for many different reasons. So Montessori covers 12 different...
And then watch this. Watch when I push it out very gently.
Push it out very gently, that's right. You don't go on the edges. If you push the edges, that'll work out better. It won't fall apart. If you push in the middle, it might. Push out the edges. There you go. See? And you take your time and you go slow. Good job. Look at that beautiful shape you made. That looks beautiful.
And then we need to peel off the excess again.
So there are 12 sensitive areas for Montessori, and the preschool learning curriculum at happyandblessedhome.com is based on those 12 sensitive periods. And this particular exercise is great for small children because it is using, he's actually doing quite a few things at once, and it's kind of hard to really know that he's doing that. But basically, hi Carrie, how are you?
Comet story.
It's a comet star, so now he's found another shape and he wants to try it. Why don't you come on over here and push that one in too? Let's make a comet star. Can you show, let's see your comet star.
Right here.
But this particular exercise is great because he's actually, sure, you can do it right there. This is small objects, because all of this clay can be, you know, pretty small. So it's great for fine motor skill and dexterity. So that's a really good thing to have preschoolers work on, because you're trying to burn neurons in their brain to say, this is what it feels like to have my fingers close together, and this is what it is to strengthen.
Whoopsies, I made a hole.
Oh, that's okay. If you made a hole, it's okay. We can clean that. So you want to do that. So that's small and fine motor skill, small objects, fine motor skill. The other thing is the problem solving. So just like we saw a minute ago.
Flatten a little bit.
Okay, you can do that. You can flatten it. Just like he had to figure out before, he placed the flour cookie cutter into the clay, and then he had to try to figure out a way to free the flour from the rest of the clay. And so that's a really great problem-solving activity for him. And then we've got another one here he's going to free. I always push down really hard, so I'm trying to show him. Push down on the cookie cutter really hard, and then when you lift it, it'll cut it out for you. There you go. See? Doesn't that look good? And so there's problem solving, there's fine motor skill, there's small objects. It's also the sensory experience, so it's the texture. It's very hard to explain the texture of clay to someone who has never felt it before. And so in this way, you're helping a young child get exposure to a texture that they may not have any familiarity with. So, I mean, it's pretty likely that they don't. And then when they see funny face, okay. And then when they see that you can add water to make the clay smoother, that you can add water to make the clay a completely different consistency, in a way, you're kind of teaching them early science, because they're actually getting exposure to what happens to a compound when water is added to it. And so This is just some of the exciting stuff that can happen out of a simple preschool activity, such as he wants to show you his shooting star. Hold it like this. There you go. See that? There's your shooting star. Good job. So that's just kind of some of the activities that you can do with clay. The other thing that I really like about, we have this really awesome, now mind you, our box is pretty beat up. Get out the bunny. I'll show you our Wilton box for cookie cutters and alphabet letters, and it is very well loved and used in our house. But it's got also in this set, it includes alphabet letters, and that is so great for, wow, you can really get a preschooler engaged in learning alphabet letters when you tell them, hey, let's cut it out of clay. And so that's going to help with early letter recognition. It's going to help with reading. It's going to help with, you can even use it to form 3-letter words if they're learning how to read. And so it's really fantastic for all those reasons. So I want to show you, and again, I apologize, this is not new, so, and I'm going to get the clay bunny out again. So what do we have now? Now we have a clay bunny, we have a shooting star, and we have a flower. And I'll show you guys some of these beautiful creations made from clay here in a second.
Ta-da!
Oh, well, maybe sooner than later. So here he is showing off his fantastic bunny. Good job. So this is the, let's see, ours is actually upside down, so I just realized that I opened it upside down. I have to show this on the camera. Can you let me do that? You want to get out one more shape?
I want to get all of them.
Okay, but let's just do one. That will make a very big mess. Let's just pick one. Can you use this one? That looks like a teddy bear.
No, I want to look for a Batman.
A Batman? I'm not sure that we have a Batman.
We have a Batman.
That's a fall leaf. You know what? If we do that one, I'll let you paint it after it dries. If you do the fall leaf, because it's fall. We could make a craft.
You could do the fall leaf. I do the Batman if I can.
He's like, you could do the fall leaf, Mom. Okay, I guess I'll be doing the fall leaf. But this particular kit has some really great, ooh, that looks like a gingerbread man, has some really great options for holidays, which is nice if you want to make Halloween cookies, or I say Christmas cookies and stuff for Thanksgiving.
What do you think my Batman one is?
I don't know, sweetie.
It isn't here.
I don't know. Somewhere in here we have a suspicion that there's a Batman one. So let me show this really quick before you dig out any more, okay? Let me show this really quick.
There's a Batman on here, and that is really true.
Okay. Okay, just a second. I know that. Okay.
See?
I'm trying to show this.
See that?
Yes, I see it. So you're going to get to see the Batman here in a second. So this is the cookie cutter set that we use. It's great with clay, and it's also great with making sandwiches and cookies.
I told you.
Yep, there's the Batman one. You can use it to make Jell-O, like, you know, gummy type things. You can even use it for patterns or making ornaments. And so it's a really fun set. It's one that we use and love, and I mean, we really do use it. But what I like about it the most is the alphabet letters that are included, which is super great because as we're doing the preschool at home activities, it's great to not only do the sensory and the small object, but to also launch into a little bit of letter recognition. And this is just all fun. It's kind of figuring out a way to play, but also to do something in a constructive way that is going to help them build their brain neurons and burn new pathways in ways that are really going to help them in the future. And so this is a part of the preschool learning curriculum at happyandblessedhome.com, which is based on the 12 sensitive periods as outlined in Montessori. And now he's very engaged in looking for the Batman cookie cutter.
Does this look like that?
Yeah, that looks like it. So, so we're going to be making some additional cutouts from clay, I'm pretty sure, over the next half hour or so.
Isn't Batman?
Okay, you keep looking. You'll find it. So, and then in the background, so I'll show you some of the things that he's created with the clay. So let me turn the camera around. I'll have to stand up to do that. So here you can see our little table, and for cleanup, again, I use the wax paper, and then I have a homemade salt shaker of sorts where you can put some water, and then a wet washcloth, a sponge in a shallow bowl of water, And this just leads to a little bit easier cleanup, which is kind of nice. And you can see some of the really fun shapes that we've made. And you can let these air dry and then paint them. If you want to, you can make handprints. There's all kinds of fun things that you can do. So just wanted to encourage you, if you've not worked with clay, it's really a great, not only sensory object, but it's going to give you the opportunity to teach and learn crafting, and also can be used for letter recognition and short words. So, and then right here I'll show you, this is our Montessori planning cart, and this is a part of the preschool learning curriculum at happyandblessedhome.com. And as you can see, there's small objects, writing, math, music, order, spatial, character, reading, language, senses, and movement in this cart. So if you follow along with what we're doing at happyandblessedhome.com, this is all a part of the preschool learning curriculum. And I'll go ahead and turn this camera around me. And so that's it for today. That's our clay activity. I hope I've given you lots of great ideas, some simple tips to make cleanup a little easier, especially with the use of a wet sponge and a bowl with water and a simple wet washcloth. Clay cleans up fairly easily. The only thing that I would say is that, so like today he's wearing just a really easy shirt. If there's something that, if you're going to be leaving later that day and you don't want them to get some clay on their clothes, you may want to put them in something that's a little more casual. But it's a super fun way to experience a craft time, but it has so many other purposes as well. So if you have any questions for me or any comments, I would love to hear from you. If there's...
There was a Batman one.
Okay, hon, it may not be in there. It may be in your room. If you have any questions for me about preschool activities, please leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. If you like this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. And I'll be posting the first letter in our alphabet series, which is the letter A. So if you want to join along in our preschool learning series, the first unit study is free, and that is for the letter A. And it includes an 8-minute video. It includes 50 pages of letter A activities, which is actually 30 activities but 50 pages. And it includes a guide, which basically has lesson plans for an entire week based on the printables that come with that unit study. And if you have any questions about any of those things, please let me know. Next week, I'm going to be doing circle time, so I hope you'll join us at Happy and... I'm going to have to help him find the Batman cookie cutter. So I hope you'll join us next week at happyandblessedhome.com. I will launch into some circle time activities before we go on to the letter D. So I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks so much for joining me today at happyandblessedhome.com.